At this time, we'd like to call the meeting to order. Like to consider the approval of the minutes from the February 13th, 2024 Planning and Zoning Commission meetings and take any action necessary. Do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion's been approved. All agree?
Aye.
All right, third on the agenda, Z-2024-20, hold a public meeting and consider a request from John Anderson at ATC Partners LLC for the approval in the amendment to PD2, Planning and Zoning Development 2, by amending the concept plan section 3, use and building envelope standards, and 9 definitions of PD development regulations to allow for the addition of a 3.505 acre tract of land and add hospital as a by right land use and being situated in the James R. Mitchell Survey Abstract 384, Titus County, Texas, and being all of a called 2 acre tract conveyed to Titan Hospitality LLC, and all of a called 1.5 tract conveyed to Mr. Patel at all of the real estate property records of Titus County, Texas, City of Mount Pleasant, Texas, generally located on the northwest quadrant of the intersection of Tankersley Road and West Ferguson Road, 271, and take any action necessary.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the commission. Mr. Anderson is here this evening. As you may recall, the Planned Development District here for the Andersontown Crossing was approved last year in June of 2023, and since then we have a couple of amendments that he would like to move forward with us on this after reviewing the document. When you take a look at this, hospital is not in the document specifically. It is an allowed use by right through our comprehensive zoning ordinance that's currently there. However, because it's not specifically listed in the development standards of the PD, Mr. Anderson would just like to amend that for that, and also to take a look at the PD, the PD concept plan. PD concept plan is a series of about 8 different documents, but within this are 3 maps that are associated with this. Let me go back to the property here. The addition of the 3.505 acre tract of land into the development, the PD development, PD2, will trigger the amendment to the maps that are associated with this, and this is the sub area map. This kind of lines out everything that's within the PD, where you have the multifamily, commercial, you have patio homes here, townhomes that are located here. So the only thing that's being amended here would be the inclusion of the 3.505 acre portion there, as well as to the other concept plan maps, this being the street classification map, which has to do with all the roadways that are within here, and the proposed trail map as well that's located within the PD. Those are the amendments essentially to this planned development district. We did send out 28 notices to all property owners within 200 feet that are within the city limits. And so we also posted it within the newspaper and online as required by state statute. We did receive 3 notices in favor of. I believe I have another one that came in after print of the report. So that's in front of you as well, with no notices against this, so they're all for this. This is a public hearing, and Mr. Anderson is here to answer any questions that you may have regarding the amendment, and I'm available for questions as well.
Well, one question, John, does this just enable you to go ahead with the hospital project? Is that what this means?
What you'll need to do is open the public hearing first if you're gonna,
At this time, we can open up a public hearing.
Okay, does this just, enable you to facilitate the, deal with the hospital group to move forward on that particular portion?
Yes, and so this would be a requirement from the hospital prior to them moving forward.
Thanks.
Okay, we'll close the, anybody else would like to speak? At this time, we'll close and, ask the committee here to make a vote.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Got a motion to approve and second? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion all agreed. Okay, fourth on the agenda, Z 2024-3, hold a public meeting and consider a request from John Carneas for the approval of the zoning change from FX, or SF2, single-family residential district, to TF, two-family residential district, being a 0.1865 acre parcel of land situated in the B Merchant Survey Abstract Number 358, Titus County, Texas, in being described as Lot 2B, 3D, Block 4, Caldwell Addition, City of Mount Pleasant, Texas, generally located in the northwest corner of West Fifth Street and North Johnson Avenue, as addressed as 501 North Johnson Avenue, and take any action necessary.
thank you once again, Mr. Chairman. And the property you can see here, this is located on the northwest corner of West Fifth Street and North Johnson Street. When we take a look at the zoning on this property, it is zoned single family 2 actually, for this area. You do have some other zoning right across the street. It's Neighborhood Services District. So there's your kind of a zone of transition, you want to say that, because then you've got the downtown area, the core of the downtown that's located east of this area. And so Mr. Cardenas is looking to have the zoning changed on this to allow for a duplex on this property. When we take a look at the future land use plan, we take a look at how that is laid out. His property is located right here, and what you see here, this is considered compact residential. What all that means is that this allows for single-family homes, townhomes, and it does allow for duplexes as well, but in what it is in the comprehensive plan is it looks at an area of, and if you have an inclusion of, so the comp plan is a guide. It is not zoning, it is a guide for development. So the one thing we have to take a look at here is the zoning on the property, which is what is consistent with the neighborhood. Everything in here that you see in a lot of the property out here, these are all single-family homes, and Mr. Cardenas would like to build a duplex on this one lot. The zoning, when you take a look at the zoning and you read the zoning in there does not allow for two-family or duplex zoning or anything of a higher density in the single family. It's that's a protected zone, and so you can't do anything like that within that zone. So with that being said, the change in zoning that he is requesting is not compatible with the current zoning that is there. With that being said, though, this is it is a public hearing. It is a request that he is making, and it is a discretionary decision for the city council. What that means is, however you decide to vote today is a recommendation that goes to the city council. The city council will review that based on your recommendation. If your recommendation is to approve, then all it requires is a simple majority vote of council in order to approve his zoning request to build the duplex. And let me kind of show you what he's looking to do. This is the duplex, which is about just a little under 900 square feet for each unit. It's a two-story unit that'll be located on the property. And so if it's approved, it's just a simple majority vote of city council. If you forward a recommendation to deny, it becomes a super majority of city council. In other words, it takes 4 out of 5 in order to approve what he's looking for. The only thing that I want to add to that is when you take a look at the general area of where his property is, they're all single-family homes in that area. There are no duplexes. So if there were some duplexes in there, you could probably refer back to the comprehensive plan as well as the zoning to see if that is compatible or not. And so that is where we are with this. Mr. Cardenas is here this evening to answer any questions that you may have and what he would like to do on his property. We did send out 23 notices to all properties within 200 feet. And we received one notice that was for this, and that's from the applicant himself. But we didn't have no other notices that have come in here. So with that being said, I'm available for questions as well, and Mr. Cardenas is here to answer any questions you may have as well.
I have a question for you. How does the size of this duplex of each unit match up with the size of the other houses around it?
From a total square foot, it's probably compatible with some of the homes that are in that area.
Do these have garages and all of that?
This will have parking spaces that will be located on the outside. There will not be in a garage, but you will have 4 parking spaces. The code requires 2 parking spaces for each dwelling unit, so there'll be a total of 4 parking spaces on the property. Yeah, and he provided a layout. I've got that in your packet to see how he has that laid out for. He meets all the front yard setbacks. Since this is on a corner lot, it is a 25-foot setback on each frontage. So he meets that, and as well as the 5-foot setback on the side, and then he has plenty of depth to where he can provide the parking for the structures.
But all of this around there is single family, correct?
That is correct. Other than when you go across the street, which is neighborhood services, totally different district.
Are all the lots around it full of houses, or are there other empty lots?
Good question. Yeah, they're all full lots that I could see. I did not see any other vacant lots, so this is the only vacant lot that seems to be in the general area, yes.
I'd like to open the meeting to the public.
Good afternoon. My name is Jonathan Cardenas. Nice meeting you guys. The reason why I want to build this duplex on that particular lot is in 2005, I bought this lot from Mr. Bill Whitaker. He's a pastor in town. I bought it because he used to own a duplex in that lot, but it got caught on fire, so the city asked him to demolish the duplex, so he did, but it was promised that he could rebuild the duplex. So that was, I guess, the selling point that's why I bought that lot, because I could build like duplex. So in 2005, I bought it. So around 2006, I came to the city and I asked, of course, I asked before buying the lot to Mr. Eddie, who used to be the inspector back then, and he assured me that yes, I could build a duplex. So I bought it. However, I met my wife, so instead of building the duplex, I built a house. So that, I just put that duplex on the side for 20 plus years. So I came to the city about a year ago, or less than a year, and tried to build a duplex, but they told me that it was zoned differently, that I couldn't. So I was like, what do you mean if I was told that I could, blah, blah, blah. So anyhow, Mr. Gonzalez, he was very helpful and said, well, you could have a meeting. So here I am. When I came to the city back then, I even had my floor plans. I even talked to the bank that was gonna finance this duplex. But like I said before, I moved forward with the house instead of a duplex. If you drive by Fifth Street, you could find a duplex in existence. If you drive by 6th Street, you could find a duplex as well. If you just take the time and drive around, you could see old duplexes in that area. And so that's why I want to build a duplex there. Now, the only, I do want to mention that one more thing before I sit down. It's my understanding that if there was a duplex in that lot, because it was existing in 1983, is an automatic conforming use, so it cannot lose conforming use status by being removed by demolition. So that's why I'm asking to build or rebuild this duplex in that lot. Thank you very much.
Are these gonna be rented or for sale? I'll go ahead and close the meeting. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve the request.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion agreed. Moving on. Okay, we've got item number 5. That is Z 2024-04. Hold a public hearing and consider the request of Wheelbarrow's representative Huey Coffee Shop and approval of a specific use permit SUP to allow a sign not specifically addressed to the City of Mount Pleasant sign regulations, and more specifically allow for a Huey UH-1 helicopter to be erected atop the building, being a 0.46 acre parcel of land situated in the Berry Merchant Survey Abstract 358, Titus County, Texas, and being all of a Lot 1, Lot 2, and the east half of Lot 3, Block 8, Vine Hills Addition, City of Mount Pleasant, Texas, generally located on the northwest corner of 16th Street and US Highway 67 on the North Mulberry Avenue, is addressed as 301 West 16th, and take any action necessary.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman. And once again, yeah, the property here, as you can see, it's located on the southwest corner of Mulberry and 16th Street. All this is commercially zoned property. And essentially, when the applicant came forward requesting to see what they needed to do about attaching a Huey UH-1 helicopter onto the building, you know, we took a look at that and to see how that could be permitted. And so when you take a look at our sign code, our general sign code, this is not a general sign that you typically see. We have various type of signs, various type of sizes and things like that that are associated with our sign code. However, with what they're requesting, they're actually looking to put an actual Huey UH-1 helicopter on top of the building. And the one thing that we have to do as staff is take a look to see if it's going to be inside of any easements. You know, is it going to be structurally sound on the building itself? And so when we take a look at this, it's 58 feet in length. It's about the wingspan, I think, is like 26 feet, and it's about 14 feet high. So it doesn't extend out into any easements. It doesn't exceed the height requirements for a commercial district as well. And so we took a look at, under the general sign requirements for this, under subsection 15548L13, which says, essentially that if we receive an application for a permit for a sign that doesn't meet the city's specific requirements on that it can be requested as a specific use permit. And so that's the purpose that we're here this evening, is to take a look at this as a sign to be attached to the top of the building. With that, this is a specific use permit. What that means is just specific just to this site only, with the conditions that we have outlined in staff's report. We did send out notices, 11 notices to all the properties within 200 feet. Posted on the website as well, and put it in the newspaper. We received 2 notices back. I do have one in front of you as well, which was interesting. It said that we used to have an aircraft over by the park in near Town Lake. So I don't know if any of y'all remember that, but I certainly was not here at the time. But that's certainly something that can be is interesting reading that. Anyway, with that, I'm available for any questions that you have, and the applicant is here to answer any questions you may have as well.
We'll open the meeting up to public.
Right there? All right. First thing I'll say is that the 3D rendering that displays the helicopter on top of the building, I'll say it's going to look much more attractive than how it looks in the picture there. I'll say that we did have an engineering set done for the steel structure that will support the helicopter on top of the building, as well as how it'll be braced to the building. There won't be any moving parts. It'll be, according to all of the engineering that's been done to it, it'll be very structurally sound, and it's going to be a lot more attractive than any standard sign. Yeah.
Okay, at this time, we'll go for vote.
I move to approve.
A second.
I'm gonna approve in a second. All in favor? Aye.
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 Motion's approved. Next on the agenda. Number 6, okay, PS 2024-2, consider the request from James Arledge of A&C. I'm refusing myself from this. This is James Arledge speaking.
Okay, I'm going to step in for James. This is item SP 2024-02. Consider a request from James Arledge of A&C Investments, LLC, for the approval of a PD site plan for the Urbans on 17th Edition, Zone PD3, Plan Development District Number 3, Ordinance Number 2023-10, for an 8-unit townhome development being on a 0.62 acre tract of land situated in the B Merchant Survey, abstract number 358, as recorded in document number 20221797 of the Public Records of Titus County, Texas, City of Mount Pleasant, Texas, and generally located in the northeast corner of West 17th Street and North Johnson Avenue, and take any action necessary. And David?
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair and members of the commission. And the property is located on the northeast corner of West 17th Street and North Johnson Street. You saw this back in July, came before you as a zoning request as a PD. That was approved by council in July of 2023. Recently just approved the preliminary plat as well, and so this becomes the second to the last step of the process. And this is a PD site plan. Essentially, this is coming before you because the Planned Development District requires site plans to come before the commission for approval. And essentially what you're looking to do is just make sure that's consistent with what the design of what was brought before you during the preliminary plat and the zoning for that. When we take a look at the site plan, I'm sorry, let me take a look at this. These are 8 townhome lots. They are 2,500 square foot townhome lots. You have air-conditioned units here that are going to be about 1,500 square feet minimums. You have open space along here as the PD requires. There's going to be a 6-foot wrought iron fence with some landscaping that'll be here that would kind of give a better interest for that and a softer look to that. And also, this is conceptual elevations of what that is going to look like. These are, I believe, 100% masonry. You've got stone, stucco, and brick for these units that'll be located here. And so with this meets the requirements from staff's point in reviewing this, that it does meet all the requirements for the PD site plan. And staff does recommend approval of the PD site plan with the recommendations in staff report. And I'm available for any questions that you may have.
This is basically the same thing we approved a couple of months ago, correct?
Yes, that's correct. So the preliminary plat was the first thing that the zoning was the first thing you saw, and you saw these conceptually at the time of zoning, so now they're being brought forward to you as a site plan. So this is part of the process. The site plan comes in, and then we'll go into final plat, and then Mr. Arledge would like to start building as soon as possible.
Okay, any other comments or questions? Okay, we can close that and move to a vote, correct? Okay, then we need a first and a second on a vote.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, now, with that approval, we need a vote, and that's to be recorded, correct? Aye.
Aye.
All right, moving on to number 7 on the agenda. FP 2024-01, consider the request from Leslie Ford on behalf of the Danny Crump property owner for the approval of a site plan plat for the purpose of establishing subdivision created Lot 1, Block A, Crump Edition, for the purpose of development and being a 1.116 acre tract of land situated in the Richard Moore Survey, Abstract 390, number 390, Titus County, Texas, and described as a tract in the one warranty to Danny Crump as record volume number 1590, page 265, deed records of Titus County, Texas, in the city of Mount Pleasant, Texas, is located at the northwest corner of Pecan Street and South Jefferson Avenue, and take any action necessary.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And here's the subject property located on West Pecan and South Jefferson. They're combining the 2 lots here for a tunnel car wash that they plan on building here shortly. The preliminary plat was approved in December of 2023. And in February of this year, staff administratively approved the site plan, so this is the final step prior to them pulling a building permit to move forward with this. Based on the subdivision regulations, this does meet all the requirements of our subdivision regulations, and staff would recommend approval of the plat with the conditions outlined in staff report. I'm available for any questions you may have.
Kind of like before with Mr. Arledge, we've already seen this, and it's just the next step moving forward.
For the final plat,
Already seen the car wash and everything else back in December, I think you said, so we've already rezoned it and everything.
Okay, we'll take it to vote. Do I hear approval?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Approved, do I hear ayes?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, approved.
Aye.
Okay, can I make a motion to adjourn? So can we take any, are there any public comments? Okay, close the public comment. At this time, we can hear from the planning and zoning report.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I want to start doing this, I think, to help y'all out, because it looks like we're getting busy a lot now, and so I want to make sure that y'all see what's going on, what's come through council, and the last council meeting we had 801 South Flory Avenue. That was the one with the shop that they had in the residential district. That was approved by council unanimously, and then also the Urbans on 17th Street preliminary plat, that was approved as well. With that, I don't have anything else unless you have any questions for me.
Make a motion, do I hear make a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion adjourned, or motion approved to adjourn. We have a vote?
Aye.
Aye.